Here we go.
Progress. Episode 2 of
And I'm
welcome back to
whatever this
episode 2
podcast
of
is called, and I'm leaning back. I have no mobility.
Let me get a fucking intro. Welcome back to episode 2 of A Hill to
My
Die
fucking
On.
back hurts so goddamn bad,
Oh my
dude.
God, this fucking guy. All right. Let's talk about your back. What's going on?
Let's start with that. Let's start with back pain, and then we'll move on into the Jewish tunnels. But we
Oh, dude, that's literally the first thing on the docket for me. So, all right, dope. Let's talk about the Jewish tunnels right after your back.
No, we don't have to talk about my back. I just herniated 3 discs. That's all.
Did you happen to?
No, I want to talk about your back. I want to talk about how you've been walking around on these 3 discs for what, 8 years, you said?
8 years, yeah.
8 years of 3 herniated discs.
3 slip discs. I've been walking around. It's caused so much degeneration that I now have like basically osteoporosis in my spine.
As a 26-year-old, which is fucking crazy, by the way.
Yeah, I will say. I mean, I texted you, or in the group chat, I said, how are you feeling about that? And I did not mean, I guess I was curious, but I didn't mean, is your back hurting? I assumed your back was hurting. I meant, like, where are you at mentally? You know,
No, I thought it was hilarious.
I figured that he somehow slipped his discs by helping dig the Jewish tunnels in New York, but I just
that was me.
That was just Brett.
Yeah.
It was just me.
So did you hear about it? Seemed like you were a little bit confused about. Did you hear about the story, John, or is that like something that hasn't kind of
you put the headline in. I didn't really understand why it was important.
I
didn't understand
what it was. It's not important.
What is the implication of these tunnels?
Radical Jewish people digging tunnels. I don't fucking know. That's important.
Okay. So
John,
just repeat one more time. Repeat one more time. What do you think the implication is?
I think the implication is radical Jewish individuals digging tunnels, digging unsanctioned tunnels under New York City. That's insane.
John, it was the most nothing story that led to so much anti-Semitism. It's literally because if they found some tunnels under some churches, people would be like, old tunnels discovered under Our Lady of the Underground or whatever. It'd be like, oh look, old tunnels. They find some under a fucking synagogue, and everyone starts going, "What are they doing down there?"
It's the same thing with Islam, right? It's the same thing with Islam, right? Like if they found tunnels under a mosque, it immediately people would go,
absolutely.
The top comment on the New York Times post was organ harvestation.
Okay, that's stupid.
Oh, that's insane.
The simple fact that we can't like just talk about it, it's kind of ridiculous, right? Like, dude, they're actively in the tunnels, dog. Like that's kind of a thing to talk about. Motherfuckers
it's probably just so different synagogues can get to and from each other without going outside.
Well, apparently it was because like there was some.
Why would they need that, Brett?
I don't know.
I'm all for it not being about radical Jewish whatever, but why would synagogues need that?
I don't know. It's got something to do with sunlight, I've read. But
there you go.
Now, what does not help, I will say this: what does not help is if you've looked at the videos of the Jews coming out.
Dog,
of
the tunnels, they're fighting.
They're so sneaky. They come out of the tunnels and they like put their fucking hats down.
Dude, all I'm saying is I think we should be allowed to talk about it and just like question whether or not it's weird that they're digging tunnels underground. I think anybody digging tunnels underground is a bit suspicious. I mean,
then they got so mad that their tunnels got discovered that they started rioting and 10 people got arrested.
That's right. I think it was 9. But
9 Hasidic Jews got arrested for like throwing shit at the cops for rioting that they found their tunnels.
It's a bad look, man. I'm just saying. I don't know, but you know what it is. I mean, you guys have any like? I should also mention that. I mean, yeah, you couldn't tell. Brett's Jewish, and I guess Jonathan's not.
John's Jewish.
I'm wondering about your last name. Sorry, because Cassidy's not a Jewish last name.
My last name was changed when my great grandfather came over from Poland.
Tell us more about it.
I don't even really know what it was originally. It's just I think it sounded a bit like Wilson, and so the guy at Ellis Island changed.
Newtown.
Yeah. Wolfenstein. But
It was Foreskin was his last name.
yeah, so they just removed it.
They removed
I love
it.
the fact that like I love the fact that like a lot of people who like immigrated into the States, like whether they be Irish or like Italian or Jewish, like their names were just kind of fucked up at the harbors when they were coming into like New York or whatever, and their names just are not what they're supposed to be.
Oh,
So,
then it does, and some of them make the worst is the Japanese. They had the
I'm
worst
sure.
time. Do you know the last name Watanabe, like the actor Ken Watanabe?
Watanabe, yeah.
You know I could be absolutely butchering this, but I watched a movie where one of the characters is named Watanabe. It was a Kurosawa movie, and they call her Anabasa. And I'm thinking, why do you come to Ellis Island, say your name is Anabasa, and the person writes Watanabe?
Wow, they were doing that shit in less than a second.
Might have been on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely wasn't not on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if they were sitting there going, "We're going to butcher these people's names," but they definitely
They
didn't
weren't trying.
Yeah,
things were implicated.
This so actually this is a related thing that I learned recently. Not super recently, doesn't matter. But the origins of the word kike, I was very curious about.
Yeah.
And so I went and researched. Nobody actually really knows, but one of the theories is that
Is Brett laughing because I said yeah?
No, I'm laughing because I remember the Patrice O'Neal moment, which I can't bring up on this podcast. But look up Patrice O'Neal kike. Everyone listening.
Right.
Why can't you bring it up?
I can't bring it up. I will let both of you guys go listen to the YouTube video and you'll see.
I mean, we could just edit it out.
Comey, I can't say it in front of you.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. You already said it. I mean, you pretty much
fuck, Brett. That means you can't say it. Period.
I like how you said.
If you're gonna say that shit, at least say it in front of Comey. What are you doing?
No, it's the joke uses the N-word.
Yeah, I figured as much. That was so apparent from what you just said.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I mean,
No, actually, stemming off of that, since sorry, I don't mean to like.
My girlfriend from another room yelled, "No!"
Brett, John, I don't mean to like run over your story, but there's recently. We're gonna go back to it in a second, but since we're on the N-word, there was a football player / basketball player out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. You guys hear about this guy? His name is Noah Niga, Knigga. Shit is crazy. It's like there's no way that his like great grandfather was, just out of the blue, like, you know what, I like these here people. I'm gonna change my name to Nigga.
Feel bad for the commentators.
Nah, apparently it's pronounced Knigga, but it's spelled Knigga. I mean, come on, bro, it's ridiculous. But it's gonna be an interesting time when it's gonna be an interesting time when he gets to the NFL. So anyway, Sean.
The head, I mean, I think this got very like big online a couple years ago, but the head coach of the Warriors, his name's Steve Kerr, and he named his son Nick.
Nick. Which voice is wild, bro.
There's no way.
There's no way he did not do it on purpose. That's fucking crazy.
But it's so insane.
Yeah.
Because I have to believe that it surely was not on purpose. Because also that's fucked up.
Imagine he didn't do it on purpose. He just likes the name Nick.
Yeah, and like Nicholas,
And like 3 years go by, and he just doesn't know until one day. Like I don't know, like 4 years goes by. The kid's in kindergarten, and they call about the kid, and they're like, "Hey, your son Nick Gurr is." He's like, "Wait, what?" Oh shit! All right, John Wilson, what you got, dog? You were saying something.
Oh, I mean, this isn't even fun. I just found it interesting than anything. But basically, I think there's a thing in Judaism. I'm not actually totally sure, but where you're not supposed to sign your name in a way or something like that. And when immigrants were coming to the States and they were asked to sign forms, they would a lot of the Yiddish ones would just sign the circle.
Which
the word for circle in Yiddish is like Kike or something along those lines. And that was the theorized origin of the word. But that's kind of advanced for bigotry. You know what I mean?
It's a keikel, the circle.
Yeah, sure.
I can't say it, but yeah, I agree.
But I'm just thinking that is a bit advanced for bigotry, because I'm thinking about the people, the non-Jews, who went to the trouble of learning the Yiddish word for circle to talk about how they were signing the papers and then called them that.
We don't really fuck with these guys. Let's learn their language and fuck.
Yeah, that'll really show them. Let's be able to communicate.
No, good bit. Well, you know what would be crazy if I didn't give the preface that you guys were Jewish and you guys were just saying that.
Just saying that story.
Just saying that word. Imagine
I do
that
shit all the time inadvertently, where I will say something
like kind of
a little bit anti-Semitic, and somebody won't know.
Yes.
Maybe I just shouldn't say anything anti-Semitic. That would probably solve the problem. But
I will say that Brett's pretty good at that. Like he'll be like, "I'm Jewish, by the way," and then
but I'll say it loudly in a grocery store.
Proceeds to like say very anti-Semitic shit after he says that.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can't hear my nephew, but he's crying outside.
You're right.
Probably about all the toys that he has. He's really upset about all the toys that he has.
You ever look at your nephew who's crying about how many toys he has, and you just think like, damn, kid's kind of soft.
You ain't shit, bro. That's why I look at him. I say, you ain't shit.
Stupid.
He was having like a tantrum this morning, because he wanted, like, dude, imagine the type of shit that my brother recently bought 2 go-karts and a fucking dirt bike.
I don't know why it made me laugh as hard as it did.
Listen. My brother recently bought 2 go-karts and a dirt bike, and I've been like, I texted you guys that I've been learning how to ride the dirt bike. Big success. I learned how to ride it. So I've been like taking him around on the dirt bike, and he wanted to go out this morning and do it. And instead, his parents were like, "No, let's watch Bluey." By the way, we're gonna have a fucking episode on Bluey. I don't know if you guys have seen that show yet, dude. Fucking amazing. Oh my god.
What a fucking good dog looks like.
What a good show. God damn it.
Is it basically Blue's Clues?
Nah, not at all. It's just like some Australian fucks who made a really good TV show. But anyways, he was watching Bluey, and his parents were like, "Yo, that's 2 episodes." And mind you, the episode's like 15 minutes long. And the parents were like, "Yo, that's enough, Bluey. Go like play with your Bluey toys or some shit." And like he has like a tantrum about how he wants to like go outside. He wants to do one of 2 things: either go outside and ride the fucking dirt bike, or continue watching Bluey. He's like, nothing else. I'm like, fucking kid's soft, bro. Anyways, but I love him. Anyways,
Up.
I
heard a little whimper.
You guys gotta help me with that dead air there, but guys.
I'm waiting to hear a child crying. That's what I'm waiting.
No, you're not gonna hear him.
We're just listening for the sweet.
I just hear weeping.
I don't know what else. Oh yeah, I fucking read another stupid news article. I think we've had this. Brett and I have had this conversation. Apparently, like, I feel like it comes up like once every 6 months, dude. Like, I'm tired of it. But Robert Downey Jr. is like refusing to apologize for
he in trouble again?
Yeah, but it's not even for what was Tropic Thunder. Yeah, he refusing to apologize for Tropic Thunder, and he's using All in the Family as like a defense for Tropic Thunder. It's just like, yo, are we gonna do this every 6 months? Like, what the fuck is going on with this shit?
Also, All in the Family is a dumb defense of that movie. That's not at all the same thing.
Sure, but also, why even have to defend himself? Like, I don't know.
No, he doesn't. He shouldn't have to defend, because the only people who are mad about that movie are people who really don't get the joke.
Yeah. But, I thought that was interesting.
I feel like there are just people who do get the joke but don't find it funny, and then there are people who get the joke and find it funny for the wrong reasons. And then there's people
who don't. The people who get the joke and don't find it funny aren't the people who tweet about it usually.
You don't think so?
I feel like the people who take arms to it are people who really just don't get it.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, that can't be worse than Jimmy Kimmel doing blackface.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that was bad.
Of all the instances of blackface,
yeah, it seems that's
because that also he wasn't making fun of blackface.
You don't need to explain the movie.
Yeah, you don't need to explain.
When you watch Tropic Thunder, what's happening is
this fucking guy.
you're actually laughing at the character Robert Downey Jr. is playing, who thinks it's okay to wear blackface. On the Jimmy Kimmel episode, that's not what happened.
Dude,
Brett,
that's
again,
so
what the fuck are you
that's
doing?
so insightful, Brett. You're really cracking the code.
I believe it was live with Jimmy Kimmel on ABC where
Now, question. It's a very different thing, because I think the way blackface has been used in media is much more extreme. But what do you guys think of Bradley Cooper's nose in Maestro?
Bro.
that fucking nose.
Hold
was
on,
wearing
1 second.
Dog. That nose was Jewish.
Yeah, I don't. As an honorary Jew myself,
Call me Bib Jew.
well, Brett did give me a yarmulke, so I think I have,
That's because Brett wants you to say to him that he can say the N-word so bad.
Yeah, that's the only reason why he's like ingratiating. He's
Yeah,
ingratiating me into
and
Jewish
I read
culture.
online that you only need permission from one.
Yeah,
So-
well, I don't know about that, but
I just need you.
so oh wait, you were saying about the nose. Like we've had conversations about this, but like, dude, or at least Brett and I have. Sorry, the man's playing a character who's lived. I don't know what people want from him. Like genuinely, like get over yourself. And then the same thing kind of happened with like The Whale. You guys remember that whole like scrutiny that I forget his name, but
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. The Whale.
Yeah.
But I will say about The Whale, I had no problems with the fat suit or anything like that. He just looked like a fat guy. What I will say about The Whale is nobody who had ever been fat had nobody who had ever been fat had anything to do with writing that movie. Because every time he got upset, he just started stuffing his face with the greasiest, cheesiest, grossest things he could find. Like, that's not what we do.
Brett, you've obviously never been fat.
No, I've never in my life been fat.
But
no, with Maestro, he's not. Hang on, what was that, John?
I just thought it's not important. I just thought The Whale was not even a good movie.
I thought he was good. I thought the movie wasn't.
I thought he was good. It's a classic thing. Good performance, bad movie. Bad script.
I think that the film could have ended like 3 minutes before it ended, and it would have been a perfect movie for me. It was really good. I liked it. Fuck you guys.
But I do think with Maestro, I think they're not making him look like a Jew. They're making him look like fucking
like a real
Bernstein.
It's something about you skipping.
A Jew. He just said.
They're not trying to make him look Jew.
Not making him look like Jew.
Just one Jew. Just the Jew.
No, they're just trying to make him look like Leonard Jewstein. That's all.
Since we're talking about Jewish people, this is going to be a Jewish episode. Let me ask you guys a question. I think I might have asked Brett this in the past, but I'm also like kind of stupid. So please help me figure this out. Why is saying Jew like bad, but Jewish not like as bad?
It's not always bad.
Yeah, it's not always bad. I really don't like when people take a hard line on that and say you can't say Jew or it's bad in some way. Of course, it's that where you can make anything sound bad if you put the in front of it or if you just hit it in a way.
Okay, so it's like connotation wise. It's like context. Sorry.
Yeah, if you were talking about me, Comey, and you said to somebody, "Yeah, my friend John, he's a Jew."
That like almost, you know what though? That sounds weird to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just in my own head. That sounds
you
a little
prefer
weird.
you prefer my Jew friend John?
There's more risk.
What he is before who he is. I would probably say. Yeah.
I'm with Jew.
I would probably say like, my homie John, he's Jewish. I wouldn't say like my homie John the Jew.
Yeah, because you're
respectful.
That's respectful.
That's respectful.
John
he's not anti-Semitic.
Shit.
Okay. That's the nice thing to do. I mean,
actually, no. Wait, this is interesting. Brett, do you have an issue with Jew, not Jewish? Like,
no, not really. I think it depends on because for me, whenever I'm trying to go through examples of when Jew would be offensive to me, and it would be just as offensive as the word Jewish. It just depends on connotation. Like, oh, look at all those Jews, or look at all those Jewish. Like, it's just.
No, because you would say all those Jewish
think
people.
Jewish-
I mean,
Jewish is pretty hard to hit in a way that is negative. I will say it's definitely the safe choice.
what if you say yuck? They're Jewish.
No, but you guys say yuck, yuck.
Yeah. Nah, jokes. Okay. All right, good to know, genuinely. I never really like knew what I figured it was like context, but I never really
I also tend to find it's an older generation of Jews finds
Yeah.
it a bit less okay. You know,
Yeah.
I truly had never thought twice about it until a couple of years ago when somebody mentioned it. But then a friend of mine's mom is really kind of adamant about it. You know,
Yeah. Since
One time I was in a hot tub with a Jewish guy, and we were all talking, and he was talking about Judaism, and then I started talking about Judaism. He goes, "Oh, so you're a Yid?" I was like, "Ooh,
that's
weird."
a new one. What the fuck?
It's like we're both Jewish, so it's not awful, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
Because my mom said the most Jewish. I'm just gonna say this, and we could move on past Judaism. This week, my mom said the most Jewish thing I've ever heard, and I just need you to hear this so you can also laugh at how Jewish it is.
okay.
My dog Mabel, she's has had stomach problems all week. She's been in perfect health for the years that I've had her. No issues. My mom loves her. Nothing. Perfect.
Are you
health
talking
dog.
about Mabel, the dog who's like 2 pounds, dog?
Yes,
You mean the dog who has like 2 front teeth?
and is deaf. Yeah, she
Okay. All right. Just
she
making sure.
so she's been having stomach problems this week. And I called my mom and she's asking me how everything's going. I said, "Oh, it's okay. Mabel's just got some stomach issues. She's got some diarrhea." And without missing a beat, my mom goes, "Oh, sounds like a very, very sick dog." I thought that was the most Jewish thing. Like,
I don't know. I don't know if that's the most Jewish thing I've ever heard.
Really?
Well, maybe the intonation, but
Just it sounds like a very sick dog, honey.
The
It's
oi.
the same thing as saying like you've got a bug, you've got a 24-hour bug.
mm, mm.
I don't know. Maybe we're just two different coasts of Jews.
Yeah, I think there's a coastal component. Also, my mom converted to Judaism before I was born, but
Oh, so she's
I love
not of
it.
the tribe. She
I
found
don't have a
us.
classic Jewish mom. No, it's my dad's side mostly, and then my mom converted. Um,
Does that
but
count?
Yeah.
yeah, this has actually been a huge bone of contention for me for a lot of my life because if you're secular, it doesn't fucking matter. But
Right.
especially growing up, kids be like, "No, your mom has to be Jewish for you to be Jewish,"
Yeah.
which
No.
Yes, Brett.
No.
Yes.
It was
Yes,
a-
Brett. Yes.
it was a thing 2,000
I
years
would
ago
know.
when you didn't have paternity tests,
Sure. Yeah.
when it was important, or I mean, could be phrased as important that like that you know that kid is of the tribe essentially, you know. But I mean, now it doesn't matter whose parent is who. In my mind, I'm sure there are plenty of Orthodox Jews who would not consider me Jewish.
I don't think so because for me, it was always if you choose to be Jewish and your father is Jewish, then you are Jewish. But if your mother is Jewish and you choose to not be Jewish, you're still Jewish. I thought it was
I
if
think
your
that
father's Jewish, it's up to you.
I think that's still a pretty reform kind of attitude towards it.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not totally sure. I might be talking a little out of turn because I don't really know any Orthodox people well. But my understanding is that a more strict reading of the scripture
Gotcha.
is
Torah.
pretty direct about it.
Okay, since we were talking about celebrities in blackface, I pulled up a list here: Joni Mitchell, Ted Danson.
Okay,
Tom
but
Hanks.
you also have to read when they were doing blackface.
This is I don't know if this is just people who have done it.
Yeah, give me a second. 1 second. Joni Mitchell, 1977, which is
That's different.
okay, Brett.
Brett is
different. You got
Okay.
you can't just say somebody's bad because the attitude of society.
I'm not
changed.
saying they're bad because Tom Hanks is on here, and that's America's father. But Ted Danson, 1993.
Tom Hanks did it in 2021 at a Halloween party.
2004 for a school fundraiser. So shout out.
All right,
to
who?
Tom fucking Hanks in 2004.
All right, that's a little rough.
Listen. Video surfaced in 2012. Oh, sorry. Under Fire 2012, when a video surfaced of a 2004 school fundraiser featuring Hanks and another man wearing blackface and stereotypical African clothing. Hanks later condemned the bit as horribly offensive. Of course he did.
I was joking and I kind of got it right.
Yeah, dude. Jane Krakowski, which again, she sounds.
Jane Krakowski. Okay. She's from 30 Rock.
Yeah, that's the picture they have. This was in 2016.
What'd she do?
Wait, no, sorry. 2020. Series creator Tina Fey and Robert pulled the episode. I don't fucking know. It's in the 2000s somewhere. 2006, 2013. I can't really tell. Tyra Banks, which is pretty funny. That
all right. Well, she's she white?
Yeah. I don't know. Paula Dean, which cool.
Well, yeah. She also got fired for saying the N-word, though.
They got Beyonce on here. We're not gonna offend any of the Beehive. As the diva took heat for the 2011 L'Oreal Paris.
About Beyonce.
I don't really like Beyonce that much,
dude. Bleep that, Brett.
You don't like the fact that she did blackface, or you don't like Beyonce?
You don't want to get in trouble with the Beehive.
Nah, we're not getting in trouble with the Beehive, bro.
Bleep that out, Brett. You don't want to get stung?
No. Tell me why you don't like Beyonce.
You don't want to get stung, yeah.
Because I have something that Comey brought up years ago that he doesn't even know that I remember.
So now that we're on this point, I will clarify. I have no issue with Beyonce. I actually think she is an amazing artist and very, very good at what she does. I just don't like her music that much. Like I never turn it on. I never really like go listen to it.
Stereotypical white man.
Comey, you don't even remember that I said this. This was, I think
you said this.
That you said this.
Okay, go ahead.
This was, I think, on the.
You might have to bleep this out, but go ahead.
This was on, I think, the first dinner we ever had. People were talking. We were sitting outside of that vegan restaurant. We were sitting outside of that vegan restaurant, and you started talking about how you thought that Beyonce was like taking African culture.
I still agree with that.
Just real quick, I want to hear more about that, but real quick, how much happened at this fucking dinner? Because you brought this.
I've never brought this dinner up. This is a different dinner.
You know, I can still agree with that. I mean, like, look, I'm okay. This is gonna sound
your exact words are hijacking African culture. I remember you saying that.
I mean, what the fuck is this like bubble?
I don't know why that keeps coming.
I think when I say like
Beyonce, blackface,
Jewish tunnels.
If that worked, I would have died.
Imagine. Right. Oh yeah, I think it might be this. It is, John. Who cares? Look, the point that I was trying to make at that dinner that I do not remember saying, because I say a lot of dumb shit. But the point that I think I was making at that dinner is that, like, I think that a lot of like African Americans, they use African culture when it's convenient for them, and like other times, like you get the stereotype that like, oh, Africans are such and such, and Africans are such and such. And this is coming from somebody who was 100% African. So I mean, obviously like raised here but born there, still have my like culture and roots and shit like that. But I do find that there are often times where African Americans will like use African culture when it's convenient for them or like when it benefits them. But I think that's like,
you ever find that goes in the opposite direction for you?
Absolutely. And I find that for myself too, because like, don't get me wrong, like I code switch all the time, right? So it just depends.
Dude, they wear Nike sheer shirts all the time.
It just depends on what situation I'm in. I fucking hate them.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Nike sheer shirts. But yeah,
let me misspeak.
What? Yeah. So no, but I agree. Like, look, everything is circumstantial, and it just depends on where you are at what time. But I guess that point, I still stand by that point. Whatever.
Well, and I mean, just to kind of go further with that question, because I think my guess is that you have a kind of complicated cultural relation both to Africa and being Black.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I guess I'm just wondering what that feels like, but more specifically to what you're talking about, in what cases do you find that it is kind of appropriate to use it for when it's convenient to you?
I don't know. It's weird because like
what would make it okay in your eyes?
For Beyonce to
No, let's say for you to use Black American culture, or for a Black American to use African culture.
I don't have the answer for that. Just simply because like I wouldn't want to look. I can give my opinion on shit, and it doesn't really fucking matter because who am I? But like at the end of the day, I don't think I have like the right to say whether or not somebody can or can't. I can give my opinion and be like, I think it's like such and such, but I think that's just like
That's what I'm asking.
yeah, that's I guess that's what I'm answering. It's like I don't know. It has to be like the circumstance or like the instance has to come up, and then like I would have an opinion. I don't know how else to. Yeah. But no, good question though. I mean, yeah. Look, I feel that all the time. Like it's like people who are like biracial who live in America, where like they don't feel. Don't forget Brett's 1% Congolese. But it's like biracial people who live in America where sometimes they don't feel black enough for the black people and they don't feel white enough for the white crowd, so they're like kind of stuck in the middle somewhere. They don't know where they fit in, and it's like that happens a lot to biracial kids in America, or probably
they're on a podcast with two Jewish dudes.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm biracial, as you can clearly see. So
he's wearing a Rosa Parks shirt. He's very into African Americanism.
Exactly. Let's finish here. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Oliver Peck, Kylie Jenner, which whatever. Give a fuck about Kylie Jenner. Julian
Jolson's on this list.
Julian Hugh, John Hamm. Oh, John Hamm, nice.
Anyways, not John Hamm.
I like how that's the one that you care about.
I think. Wait, hang on. I think I remember John Hamm doing something with blackface. It was on camera. When was that?
Well, in Mad Men, there's a really famous blackface scene, but it's pretty well. It's not I don't know how to put it. It actually I think it's one of the only times I've seen it in media, and you're condemning the character who's doing it as opposed to we're using this as a trope or something.
John Hamm is in 2012 episode of 30 Rock. Hamm teamed up with Tracy Morgan to recreate a parody version of a dated old TV show modeled on stereotypical laden Amos and Andy. So that's it.
Oh, okay. He's making fun of Amos and Andy.
All right. Well,
let me ask you, what?
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask you something about blackface, and I'm actually being serious now. This is the Jewish and blackface episode.
Yes, yeah.
Episode. When I think of lots of different, things that used to happen in old time Hollywood that are considered kind of horrible and racist today, I can see and I can kind of like let my blinders come up a little bit because I can see how those things are products of their time. So when you watch a movie like Song of the South and the slaves are dancing, you're like, okay, well, it's a kid's movie in the 40s. I can kind of see how everything is a product of its time. And I don't really go out and condemn everything. I can't really do that with blackface because with blackface, even though, yes, it was a product of its time, it wasn't like they were trying to. All I ever hear is, it was a style. It was the minstrel style. It was this. I'm like, they were still trying to
like humiliate,
degrade an entire race.
Sure.
And then obviously, yes, it's the 20s, it's the 30s, it's the 40s, but then you have people like Al Jolson, who's most famous for doing his minstrel act. And he was also instrumental in helping people of color get into Hollywood. He sponsored the first ever all black Broadway show. He put it up with his own money. He when he found out black people in his movies weren't getting paid the same, he took his own pay cut to pay them. And Al Jolson did so much to further putting black people on screen. And then he's most famous. His number one thing he does every night at vaudeville was put on blackface and giant shoes and do the soft shoe. And it's like for me, it's hard to reconcile those two things, and it's hard for me to let my blinders come up at all when I see blackface at all. And I'm not just trying to say it, be like, I'm a good, nice white person, I don't like blackface, but I mean, I am somebody who I'm able to see so much, even movies like Birth of a Nation, terrible racist things that have come out, and I'm still able to kind of let myself watch it under the guise of this is a product of its time. for whatever reason, I can't do it with when I watch a blackface, in particular minstrel performance.
Yeah. Congratulations, Brett. You get an award. You're a good person. This is the first time ever in the history of Brett's life that he gets an award. Brett, let's
I want
clap.
that to pop up.
Did I finally say something nice?
Yeah, shout out to Brett. That's great.
I mean, the example you brought up, I didn't really know about that with Al Wilson, but I just, it's really interesting. I think the it's something that I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot about with acting. Not necessarily blackface. I'm never going to end up doing that, but
we should do an episode.
Okay, Brett.
We should do an episode in blackface.
John, $5 million. $5 million. You're not doing it?
Come on.
Come on, my G. You doing it. Come on.
I'm not doing it for 5 million. I'm fine.
He said
I'm
6
fine.
mil. I'll do it.
I will absolutely.
We know you.
I will
Brett.
ruin. If people will ruin your career, ruin your life. I don't have $5 million.
Actually, okay. Check this out.
Yeah,
You have to do it, but you get 5-6 million. Don't really care the number, but you also have to donate that money to a good cause that like benefits Black Americans.
all of I'm dead.
Fucking wild, Brett.
God, Brett's a fucking asshole.
No, I'm not ruining my life for somebody else.
It's only for myself.
That's the thing. Does that ruin your life? Do you think there's a world in which people would be like, no, that's all right?
Oh, well, then yes, of course. Well, hang on. No, then it takes work to come up with an act if I'm not keeping any of the money.
And so this ends up being a similar question to the thing with Al Johnson. And it's kind of what I was trying to get at ultimately, which is you like amazing in your personal life. You could be a great person. But when you are performing, when you're acting, I don't know if this is the case for him. He was probably choosing to put it on and creating the show himself. But I do think there's cases where you fall into a play or a show or a film where whatever's coming out of it is not at all like in line with your kind of personal beliefs or what you would want to portray and put out in the world through what you're creating. And I think for most people in this industry, at some point they end up doing that
because they don't have a choice.
Yeah, whether they don't have a choice financially or they just you're performing in something. It seems great in the script, and then it gets edited.
Right. Yeah.
Not great. And so there's very little control that you have, but you can do a lot of damage still. And I just spent a lot of time wondering about that.
But like to bring it, then like I even watch Everyone Loves Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. I don't know how much you guys are into old movies, but like there's an old movie called Broadway Melody from 1933, I think, or something like that. And it's a Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers movie. And it's just a normal 1930s romantic musical movie. There's some tap dancing, there's some ballroom. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the movie, there's a 10-minute scene where Fred Astaire just has shoe polish on his face and giant shoes, and it comes out of nowhere for no reason. And it's just this huge, it's an amazing dance number, but he's doing it all in his minstrel look, and it's just like it's I don't even understand how. And I'm also curious to know what the timeline of this isn't okay happened, because there was no like, hey, you're not allowed to do that anymore. But slowly throughout the century, even through today, it slowly is, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to put the shoe polish on. And then in the 80s, you had Billy Crystal on SNL doing blackface, and everybody was okay with it then. And then 15 years later, he did it again, and then he got in trouble for doing it 15 years later. And now you can't put on the extra noses to look like Leonard Bernstein. You can't play a non-Jew. You can't play a Jew if you're a non-Jew.
Brett's like, where is this going, man? This is getting ridiculous.
Hang on a minute. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say what I'm trying to say. It's a very interesting timeline that started with the minstrel shows and has now bled into such specific things that you are and are not allowed to do. And that's really I'm not trying to make any sort of a point with that. I'm just pointing out, I think that's an interesting timeline.
I think that the nose thing was like kind of talked about and then it's kind of like let go. Same thing with the whale. I think like people were upset, but like I'm going to be honest with you, the majority of people who I think are upset, well, not the nose, I don't know about that, but at least with the fat suit, with the whale, I think that the people who were like most upset about that were honestly like Gen Z and like millennials, like people over the age of like 40 probably couldn't really give much.
Were
of a
people
fuck
really
about
upset about that movie?
People were not happy about the fat suit. People were like, why not just get a
People
person
just hate the fat suit in general. Like anytime it doesn't really matter the context. Which I mean, and I don't even know how to speak to that.
That's a conversation to be had, but like also I think that kind of boils down to
I do. Have we seen Brendan Fraser? The man's not thin. He is fat.
Yeah, but he put an extra fat suit on him, obviously.
Yeah.
Look, the point of the matter is I think that like this has been said multiple times, but I think actors are supposed to do that act. So like what else do you want from them? I don't know. I think putting on blackface, things like that are probably a little bit over the top, but like dude, you want transformative acting, then fucking shut up. Just be quiet and let us do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is something to be said for like blackface by nature has nothing to do with actually.
Sure, yeah, it's over the top.
Black person, right? So, I mean, I'm definitely not advocating that a white actor should get up and go play a black person at all. I don't know what that would look like, but blackface is really its own thing. It's not. It's a fiction.
Sure.
And so, but I think it versus the nose or something like that. I find that much more palatable because Leonard Bernstein is a real dude.
And he had a big nose. Yeah.
And making somebody look more like
the question was, and I also don't mean to conflate blackface with what was happening with.
Yeah, they're very different. Yeah.
It's a very different thing. I was just noting the timeline of everything. But I think it's also somebody said that Bradley Cooper is a non-Jew playing a Jew, and they're giving him makeup that is stereotypically Jewish. But if you look at it, everyone talks about the nose, and nobody's talking about they made prosthetics for his whole face. They just made him look like Leonard Bernstein.
Yeah, which I think is makes it much better. Like they're just making him look.
If he was playing Fagin in Oliver Twist and they gave him a giant prosthetic nose, which they did in the freaking lean version,
a Shylock, and you just give him a
you just give him a door knocker.
Speaking of, I'm gonna complete. This is probably like not even. I probably like misread headlines, but this is like back in like 2012 or something like that. Speaking to what John said about white actors playing black characters, I think I told Brett about this. There was they did an all white cast of Fences.
And no, it was in that was in China.
Oh really?
Yeah,
no, I thought it was Cal Arts.
No, that was in China. The they all did it, and they got like frizzy hair.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Oh no! Wait, we might be thinking of two different things. This is Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah, I thought it was Fences, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
Either way, and all white Fences is a fucking unbelievable thing.
As well. I would have liked to see it though. I kind of.
I don't think anyone in the US would have done white Fences.
Wait, what'd you say, Brett?
I doubt anybody in the U.S. would have done Fences as an all-white show.
Dog, don't make me Google this shit right now. I don't want to.
Somebody did, Brett. Somebody did. That's.
I'm not seeing it anywhere, but I am seeing that Raisin in the Sun that they did in China with an all-Chinese cast, and they and everybody darkened their skin. And then they made their hair look frizzier in the show.
What I will say is like, sorry,
that was over the pandemic too.
So to me, because I actually don't know any plays like this, but if a theater in the States just decided to put on a play that was written by somebody in rural China about a poor Chinese family, like originally written in Chinese, like, just so of that culture and of that world and not really having any bearing on what's going on in the States, I'd be shocked.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't. For me, it's not even so much like, oh, it's a Chinese play, and then we're doing it. It's about being Black American.
That's what I'm saying.
Making themselves look. Oh, that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. If you reverse it and we did the exact same thing, it'd be super weird. It'd be so. I mean, I find it pretty condemnable.
I also find that like the whole the conversation about race in like different countries is also is always interesting because like we have like a particular relationship with race in the US, but like people in different countries have like different I don't know, like relationships with race and like especially with Black people. Now I will say like most of them don't like us if we're being honest, but like it's like a different, I don't know, different like levels of contempt or I don't know, Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that, but like there was a
there's
point
that,
there
and there's
somewhere.
also there's also we don't know what China's relationship is with whether or not their society is okay with dressing up as somebody from another race. Now,
Yeah,
I'm not Chinese, and I don't know how many black people there are in China, so I'm just speaking out of my ass. But
sure,
I guess just what I'm thinking is with plays, Raising in the Sun is a good example of this.
yeah.
With plays, they're so kind of, some of them are so of the place that they are written.
Sure, yeah.
For the place. And that I think there's this idea that like any play can be transplanted, and that probably comes from Shakespeare or classics or something where we're like, yeah, you can take Shakespeare and set it somewhere else, and a company in Southeast Asia can do a really cool Shakespeare play. That's absolutely true. I think there are other plays, Raising the Sun being a strong example, that it is of a place written for that place and written for a specific kind of group of people in that place. And so taking it out of that context actually feels really weird. Even if it was in Europe, I would feel a little strange about it. I'm not against it. I'm sure it could be fine, but
I've been working all day. My name's Troy. See,
that's all you know about that play. Oi, where'd you put my flower? What's that now?
Why'd you have to do that, Pop? Why'd you have to talk to the coach and tell him that I didn't want to play football anymore? What's going on? By football, I mean American football. What's going on?
Is it what is the race of the person doing this accent? They're just British. Just British.
He's British. That's his race. Do we want to drop the thing? I'm gonna drop the thing in the chat so Brett can.
Yeah. I'm kind of hyped for this. I mean, we're just straight up plagiarizing a bit.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put right now we'll put like a small little 10-second clip of that video.
I left my Margellas in the Benz truck. I'll have to stun on them next time. I don't give a fuck if I go blind. I don't need to see the price tag anyway.
So we're obviously giving them credit, and we're just we literally just plagiarized that shit. But I thought it would be hilarious. It's a YouTube video called Dracula Flow, which John and I fucking love to this end of Earth and back, and we thought that putting together a few things for Brett to say on camera. Which shouldn't be all that bad. If they're terrible, we'll just we'll figure it out, Brett.
I think some will be good, some won't. I think just framing this as it's a pretty funny bit.
I thought it was. Look, I had fun writing them. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. I don't know if it's gonna be funny hearing them about
something loud. About Brett is kind of perfect for it. Like
absolutely.
Immaculate guy. So
do you mind me asking?
Yet I haven't asked why you're recording out of a Bahamian preschool.
This is the kids are homeschooled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is just like their playroom or some shit.
Gotcha.
You want to say something? Fuck you, but
I wants to say something bad.
I see his face. For the audio listeners, for our many audio listeners, you can fucking whatever Brett is like. He would fucking he makes the face and he wants to say some shit, but you're not gonna say anything because those are my fucking nephews and nieces, and they're children of God. Whatever. Anyways,
children of God.
God's children, yes. Okay. Do you mind me asking, Brett, where's your girl friend?
She is in the bedroom.
Is she busy by any chance? Would she be willing to
Corianne?
I just want her to be around while he's just saying cool shit.
Yeah, just cool shit that will really make him seem cool.
Corianne, come here.
Okay. What's your fucking cat?
Can you come here for a second? They want you on the podcast.
It just reminded me of when one of the directors in our program, I don't think you guys weren't students yet. And it was the play that got shut down right before COVID. But I think 2 weeks in, the director snapped at one of my classmates to come up. Yeah, he was come here.
I will also make another point here to say that we are specifically not bringing in guests on this podcast except for Brett's girlfriend until a certain point. So
also
we just keep calling her Brett's girlfriend.
Real quick, Brett, do not read anything in that Google Doc yet. I want you to be surprised as
I have not even opened it.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So I just wanted to make that point that nobody else is coming on the podcast except for her because, Yeah, okay. Anyways.
Honorary member.
Should we overlay a track, Comey? That's a little different.
Did you have a track in mind?
No.
All right,
So also you gotta like really commit to these.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You gotta fucking go hard on them.
Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They ask me why I do it. I tell them I don't need a reason. Mind your fucking business. Idiot. Bury me with all my belongings when I die. I want all my hoes in the next life.
All right, pause. Brett, I gotta ask you to like wrap it a little bit more.
No, really. I mean, I think he's doing a good job. But yeah. Okay. All right. Fuck it.
Yeah, you are doing a good job. I don't want to be overly critical.
What's she saying?
Just saying.
You better.
You might be.
I run an all-inclusive breakfast. Made them eat my shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They thanked me and checked out the next day at noon. I smoke fentanyl like my lungs are made out of smoke. I'm like Mysterio from Spider-Man issue 13. That's his first appearance. Good job.
Yeah, you got some deep cut.
Comey's dying.
Please, bro, please.
Balls deep inside a squealing hog. While I smoke Afghani purple schlim schlam laced in fentanyl that I was digested by an emu. I'm built different.
There you go.
I'm built like a Rubik's Cube, bitch. I only like the same colors to match. Kick a baby for fun. Life too short, not too sheesh. Kick a baby for fun. Life too short, not too sheesh.
Yeah, there it is.
Her pussy got me moving different. Like a kangaroo with a broken leg. This is so stupid. What is this?
Oh shit.
Pure Colombian Coke made me re-deviate my septum. Now my nose looking circumducted. Who the fuck made this?
Tell me.
I'm confused to what I'm reading. I am him. Call me Himothy. I spink Himamese. I am Himalayan. Take me to your church and I'll sing hymns. I'm a Himogoblin. Bitch, step to me and I'll be your last breath. Oh, I'm a hemoglobin.
There you go.
I got it wrong. I don't catch Pokemon. I don't catch Pokemon. I fucking. 24-hour news cycle got me reevaluating the brick I sold to Ted Turner. That one wasn't too good. I don't even know what any of these are. I told my bitch, hey, if you want to be with me, solve Rianne's hypothesis. She couldn't solve for the positive integers, so I started fucking with Stephen Hawking instead.
You get Steven Seagal from that.
Steven Seagal.
I don't have glasses.
Oh, fair enough.
My penis has got me acting like the feral pigs in Texas. No, it's an EREL. They asked me what I wanted for a final meal. I shrugged and said 5 rocks of crack and a pack of sour Skittles. There's a 6-year-old in the hallway right now. That's everything that I was asked to read.
No, there's more.
Oh, you didn't read any of mine. You only read Comey's.
There's more. Scroll down.
Oh, there's 4 pages?
No, it should just be 2 pages. 3.
Nope, it's 4. Wait, where's John's?
It's 3.
Oh, there it is. I didn't even know there was more. Wait, do I have to read all this or can I read John's?
Okay. You can read like 5 more of mine and then you can read John's.
Comey's like, mine are great. Mine are great.
I'll just read the rest. I told her I was going to the store for milk. The truth was I was looking for crack. I fasted for 45 days just so I could have a near-death experience. Fuck it. My dick's always hard. I eat Viagra like breath mints. All right, these are getting less funny. You smell that? That's my balls. That was a good one. All right, we're going down to John's. My product's so pure, I got a pharmacist addicted. I move like a blind man in traffic. You can't predict me.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
She wants it from the back, so I slipped her a disc of AAA certified Salvadoran smack. Say my prayers like a Catholic priest. I've got my finger on the pulse of the youth.
That's good. That was good. I texted them about that.
Doctors hate me. I'm cutting into their profits. Got my clients sucking down enough cookie to make LeBron diabetic. My semen's O negative. I'm the universal donor.
That is hard as fuck.
Yeah. She asked me to twist up her insides like a Wetzel's pretzel. So I sold her a kilo of Peruvian black rock and watched her salt her nose in the gas station bathroom.
God damn, boy.
I created climate change to weed out the competition. While the ice caps melt, I'm wading deep in the Colombian snow. I'm a cartel of one. Watch you fucking say to me. I'm a cartel of one. Watch what you fucking say to me. I carry all my pieces with the safeties off. Better duck, you lazy-eyed pale fuck. Okay, what was that?
All right. Anyways,
This would've
that's
made
the
more sense.
podcast, guys. Thank you for listening. And
Have you never watched one of the Dracula flows that Comey sent you?
he might have not.
No.
Oh, I think
Time-
the whole bit would have made a lot more sense if you'd seen it.
yeah, honestly.
I don't think I've seen any of them. I don't know
That's-
what we're talking about.
That's all right. We might cut a bit in and out of that, I think.
All right.
I thought it was funny.
No,
I
I enjoyed myself.
Thank
but-
you, Corianne, for your time and for
Oh. My pleasure.
Thank you. Are we gonna cut the podcast here?
I think let's just keep chatting.
Huh?
Let's just keep chatting.
No.
I have to go to the pot. I thought you said I have to go potty.
So disappointed. No, we can cut it here. That's fine.
No, I'm down. I just don't have any thing to talk about with you guys. I'm, whatever.
Yeah, we're talking about dinner, so we're gonna wind it up here.
But episode 2 in the books. Tune in every Tuesday. We'll say every Tuesday for a new podcast. For the time being, we'll see what happens with that. But Jonathan,
Hey,
you
we'll
want
get
to talk
this
about
one out. Happy episode 2.
happy episode 2? Jonathan, you want to talk about the open book behind you just for a sec?
That's a little Shakespeare.
Torah.
Oh shit! Hang on, zoom in. Let me see if it gets. What's that should say? Fruit is the food of love. Play on.
I'm sorry. Do you want
What?
them to face?
Does that
What
should
was
say
that?
if music be the fruit of love? Play on. Play on.
No. It's I think it's open to King Lear right now.
Quick question. Sorry. How many of you two? Well, there's 2 of you. How many of you have seen a production of Hamlet?
No.
Yeah, I have.
All right. So, John, you're the only one who gets to keep your MFA.
I
Thank
haven't
you.
even read it.
You
Sick, let's
should
go.
not have an MFA, Brett.
What?
Do I get to both my MFAs?
Man, I've been in the production of Midsummer Night's Dream twice, my dog.
Yeah, I mean,
Played the same character
Everyone
twice.
has. Everyone has.
Played the same character twice, my
In
G.
12th night, like 5 times now.
all right, y'all.
All right.
All right.
On that
Dinner.
note, it's been Shakespeare, it's been Colombian rock, and it's been blackface and Jews.
Let's
Episode.
cut the recording. Maybe just debrief for like 2 minutes.
All right.
I
Good episode,
can't-
guys.
I can't cover it.
Peace.
I can't. All right. Okay, guys. What's up?
It's still recording, dude.
Yeah, he'll edit it out later.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't not record it.
Oh.